think I can repair it at the lab.
They say Spider-Man can do whatever a spider can, but I've never seen this man lay an egg. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You've got the Average Gamer, and I'm asking the questions that you didn't want to think about. And when we last left Spider-Man, his suit looked a hot mess, as you can see. So, we were endeavoring to knock out the rest of these towers, and that's what I intend to do. And then after that, we'll get Spidey in some suitable threads. But for now, we're going to take a quick trip to Luke Cage's digs in Harlem. So on the subject of costumes, well, this costume looking torn to shreds, obviously Spidey is one of those heroes who's had a lot of costumes. Like, I think probably Spidey, Iron Man, and Batman have probably had more costumes than anybody. So I just wonder, I don't know, you guys out there, which of Spidey's costumes do you think is his best one? He's had a lot. Personally, I'm very partial to the classic suit, the one he's got now, minus the scrapes and cuts. But aside from that, I really love the symbiote suit. I don't know. I've always had a bit of a fondness for that one. I don't know. No, he's had a few goodies. I like the Iron Spider suit, the armor. I like the, when I say the armor, I mean the original silver and black armor. But I like the Iron Spider suit that he got from Tony Stark, too. I thought that was pretty cool.
Not me ever loving stuff out of dealers is my answer.
But no, my favorite is probably the classic, along with the symbiote suit and Ben Reilly's suit. I'm not talking the Scarlet Spider, that one was cool too, but I mean his Spider-Man suit I thought was very cool. But honestly, I thought that suit, it suited May Parker more, I think, that being Spider-Girl. When she adopted Ben Reilly's suit, I thought it worked better for her than him. But, you know, leave your thoughts in the comments below. I want to know what you guys think is Spidey's best suit. Which do you think is his best suit, and did they include it in this game, or do you think they overlooked it? Because, without spoilers, one of his most iconic suits is not in this game for storyline purposes. And, you know, if you've beaten this game, or you stick around the end of this playthrough, you see me beat it, you'll understand what I mean by that.
Half the crime tower's back up already.
When Spider Cop's on the job, come hell or high water, the job gets...
Nope.
She'd never admit it, but the chief was warming up to Spider Cop. His casual disregard for by-the-book thinking was a breath of fresh air. She'd come around someday.
On that note, I kind of wish they'd make a Spider Cop outfit. That would be cool. Just, you know, the mask and a uniform. That would actually be pretty awesome.
Backup needed for a chase in progress. Incident is active near Carnegie Hall.
Oh, wow. I didn't get a chance to finish that one.
What's wrong with me?
I would have chased that car, but... oh well, easy come, easy go. But as we just heard Yuri say, we are more than halfway done with the tower coverage. That is awesome. Harlem is done, so we can see everything in this district now. And we're going to keep it going. All these towers will be taken care of before you know it. On the subject of costumes, though, and I thought this was kind of cool, I like the variety of costumes we've seen in the MCU films. I know we talked about the MCU before. But, you know, his homemade suit, or the bum costume as I like to call it, the variation of his classic, his Iron Spider suit, the variation of that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. All the suits that he had in Far From Home. Like, they did a variation of the Noir costume. That was kind of cool. And the red and black suit, which looks kind of close to the original suit as designed by Steve Ditko, the late great Steve Ditko. I thought that was pretty decent. I think as far as the costumes go in the films, I know there's a whole lot of love for the suits he wore in the Sam Raimi trilogy, which were cool. But I personally have love for kind of a forgotten film here, or at least the costume he wore in the film. The suit that he wore in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 was played by Andrew Garfield. Only because, yeah, that movie had a shit ton of problems. But I really liked the costume. I thought the costume was very comic book accurate. So I really liked the suit in that one. Even the suit in the first Amazing Spider-Man film was kind of cool. It was different. And I give him kudos for that, for trying something new. I think we're coming upon another backpack, and I just knocked that poor guy over.
Narcotic sale in progress. Officers needed in Yorkville.
Oh, wait, I remember. This is under here or something. I'll look for it later. I don't really care all that much. But I can stop a crime while I'm over here. See, the thing is, the benefit of stopping the random crimes is that, you get a lot of EXP, like, you know, like in a role-playing game. And that helps out a lot, because we're going to need to upgrade a lot of these abilities. So we can go ahead and upgrade the abilities as quickly as possible. That'll make things a lot more smooth for us.
Huh.
That's why I'm not
Did keep these
particularly
wannabe pushers in check.
searching out random
what's that
crimes to
feeling?
stop.
Do I
But
miss
if I
it?
do,
No.
if I come across them, I'll just go for them, just to try to bolster my
Gotta
EXP.
split before the cops get here.
Let's see, one more tower here in the Upper East Side, and then we've got a couple in
Never know
Central
how they'll
Park.
react to me.
But on the subject of superhero costumes in general, I would say Spider-Man is probably my favorite. I always thought his costume looked very cool, very iconic. It has a certain quality to it that I feel a superhero should always have, that if I never heard of this character before and I look at your costume, can I tell what you're supposed to be? So like, I look at this guy and I see the web pattern, the spider symbols. Okay, very clear this guy is supposed to be Spider-Man. Look at Batman, he's got the cape that looks like bat wings and the bat ears and the cowl. Very obviously he's supposed to be Batman.
Suspects are armed.
For that reason, I think Spider-Man has an awesome costume. Batman is one of the best costumes. I know he doesn't particularly fit the criteria, I just noted, but I just gotta say, I have always loved Spawn's costume. Now, granted, I grew up reading comics in the 90s, and his costume is about as 90s as it gets, so I'm a little bit biased here. But it's a very cool costume to me. Always loved Spawn's costume. As far as the villains go, I think Spidey has some of the best designed villains in comics. Even if they're very silly and, for lack of a better term, comic bookish. You know, there are some very cool costumes there. I love the design of the Hobgoblin. I think of all his villains, undoubtedly he has the most well-designed costume. Hands down. Even better than the Green Goblin, yes. I love the design of Venom, but like I said, you know, I love the symbiote suit in general, so of course I love the design of Venom. Mysterio. I love everything about Mysterio's design. Silly as it is. Silly as it may be, it's just awesome, it's iconic.
And no more muggers.
It definitely works with the
I
character.
love a happy ending.
So I guess on that note, you know, put down in the comments and tell me which supervillain you think has the most well-designed costume. Not necessarily a Spider-Man villain, but I love the design on Dr. Doom. I just thought everything about him is just awesome looking. I love how he is a threat on every level you can think of, like magic, science, even politics. Dr. Doom is just like, I feel like he's an unsung supervillain in the Marvel Universe. We talk about the big bads like Thanos or Dormammu, but Dr. Doom
Please proceed to Cathedral.
deserves so much more recognition. Hopefully they put him in the MCU. We'll finally do him right in the movies. There we go. Now, that waypoint there, you know, along the way, the yellow waypoint, that is where the story would like us to go, and that white one there is the custom waypoint, only because I really want to take out these towers before we move on. And once we go back to that yellow waypoint, that's when we will repair Spidey's suit. At which point the game, if you've already unlocked it, the game will allow you to switch at will to his alternate costume, which is very cool, very cool. And with almost every new alternate costume in this game, you get new abilities as well. And the beautiful thing about that is you get the ability to switch your special abilities at will. So, you know, if I got costume A and it came with power A, and then I get costume B, and I like power A but I want to wear costume B, I can switch them whenever I want. You're not restricted, and that's very cool. That was cool.
Is this the mosh pit? Great.
Mobility is the main name of the game when you're fighting multiple enemies, especially when they're armed, because these guys will overwhelm you very quickly. And the thing is, Spidey really can't take a whole lot of damage in this game. There we go.
I love laying out pulleys.
Alright. Knock this tower out. Beautiful. Midtown is done. So, we have 2 towers left. One in Greenwich, and one... Wait, no we don't. Did I forget Central Park? I did forget Central Park. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I will get to Greenwich and the financial district. I am going to proceed. Because we've looked at, as Spidey puts it, his 3 chest hairs long enough. We'll get to those when we get to them. The majority of the map is open to us, thankfully. And we stopped a few crimes along the way, so we got a little bit of experience points while we're at it. And I'd like to upgrade ASAP.
10-10, need an officer to respond to a reported drug deal.
See, the thing is, on my original profile, like I previously stated in the first video, I already beat this game and unlocked literally everything. The thing is, I'm playing it as if I still have all of my abilities. It's like locked into my muscle memory. So I'd really love to get those abilities back as soon as possible. So we're going to have Spidey go back to the office and change his duds.
Looks like Doc's gone for the night. Time to sneak in some spider work.
So here we have Peter's utter mess of an office. It's kind of cool, though. Very cool detail here.
Graduation. Feels so long ago. I interned for Doc in college. He made me realize I could do as much good for the world in a lab coat as I could in tights. Maybe more.
But I really like the amount of detail they put in here in setting up Peter's relationship with Otto.
Doc's made huge breakthroughs his whole career, but he's always been upstaged, usually by Oscorp. This time, it's going to be different.
Parker! Dr. Octavius, what you got there?
Chinese. If I know you'd be here, I would have... What are you working on?
Oh, just a side project.
Of course. It's you.
I don't know what
Oh,
you're...
come on, Parker, it's obvious.
Let me explain.
I only wish you'd told me sooner.
I wanted to, but I was afraid that if word got out, my family might be in danger.
Yes. I guess if you design his equipment, you're bound to be a target too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't worry. Your secret's safe. Well, I'll leave you to it.
You're a terrible liar, Pete. But Otto's a nice guy. For now.
Check your email. Hope this isn't how Doc fires me.
Peter, the revelation of your second job as Spider-Man suit crafter, is that the right term? Is a reminder of the good man and partner you are. No matter how hard you work, you still find time to help others. I hope you don't mind, but I noticed the suit was a bit damaged, and I took the liberty of sketching up some of my own improvements. Attached are a few ideas I had on how you could enhance his suit and help protect Spider-Man, who does so much for this city. Looking forward to the incredible work that we are doing and changing the world together. Your partner and friend, Otto.
White spider, huh?
Oh. There's an Easter egg right there I didn't notice the first time around. Unless I'm incorrect here, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. According to Carlos Sofin's research, higher contrast leads to slower visual processing. Dr. Carlos Sofin's, isn't that Moonstone in the comic books? Somebody who's more educated than I on Marvel Comics, let me know in the comments. That's pretty cool. And now we can use our tokens to create the signature costume in this game, the advanced suit. So, let's go ahead and do that. I like this version of the costume though, it's pretty cool. And here's where we find our various powers and modifications to the suit.
Excuse me, late for work! Coming through!
Looking good, Spidey!
Hello, New York! same old me.
It's a pretty cool introduction to the new costume, I'd say. I like it. Although I do have to question, how wise is it if you're going to keep his secret about being Spider-Man's air quotes costume designer? How wise would it be to write him about that in an email? Didn't really think that through, did you, Otto? See if we can knock out this surveillance tower.
Spider-Man, I think I figured out how Fisk's men are keeping his rackets running. Construction sites.
Wasn't that shut down when he was arrested?
No, it's one of his legitimate businesses. Multiple investors. We can't act without cause.
But now you've got that, right?
That's why I'm hoping you can keep an eye on the locations. Tell me if you see anything suspicious.
You got it. I'll be your nosy neighborhood Spider-Man.
All units, a break-in was just reported. Please proceed to Bowery.
My loyal listeners, brushheads they call themselves, though I've never quite understood why, will remember my warnings about the downright Orwellian crime monitoring system the city was installing. It's not operating. Why, you ask? Because someone came to their senses and realized they'd be violating civil liberties? Wrong! Because those incompetent bureaucrats built a network that crashes more often than a wino driving a bumper car. So your tax dollars got wasted, and there's nothing to show for it. Which is about as close as you get to a happy ending in the real world, kids.
Well, one of those very, very, very rare rants from Jonah Jameson that doesn't involve Spider-Man. That's a good note to end it on. When we come back, we are tackling that construction site owned by Wilson Fisk. And maybe we'll check out some of the new costumes while we're at it. So, ladies and gents, thank you ever so much for joining me, and let's go after Fisk's warehouse. Till next time.